Hello. Alright, as you may know if you've been watching my videos, I'm in the process of stretching my lobes. I got to a 10 gauge 2 days ago, and it seemed to go pretty smoothly, but then yesterday I added some new piercings to my ears. Like, this one's great, still a little tender, but like what you'd expect. But this is the new piercing, and this one. And then off camera, I did 2 more on my left ear. So I did this one right here, and this lower hoop here. Now this lower hoop, I had a really hard time getting the bead on. Also, there was some issues getting the jewelry in. Like, when I was pushing the needle through, it dropped out before the jewelry came out the back. And at first, I was trying to do another eyebrow ring, just because I figured because it's a little higher up, that would be easier to clean than the hoop. Like, I wasn't sure if the hoop would wrap around my lobe properly or not. And I would have done a labre like I did here, only I put the needle through this way, and I didn't want the flat back on the front. Plus, it's pretty close to the other hoop. Anyway, so I had to like wiggle it around and find the exit hole, so that aggravated it. And then I was trying to get that bead on, and I couldn't, so I got my 11-year-old daughter to try. She was rougher than I thought she'd be, and she couldn't get it on either. So I decided to take that ring out and put this hoop in, which again aggravated it, because when I took the eyebrow ring out, I could get the hoop in, but I couldn't find the exit hole again. So that I ended up like feeding the needle through another time, and then feeding the ring through with the needle, whatever. It was a whole big thing, and I just like was really bugging this ear, this piercing. So then I woke up this morning and it was really tender, which you'd expect, but it's not tender here. It's tender on my gauged lobe. Like, I don't know if you can see, but this skin is like really tight, and it hurts, and it's like, that is not a normal way for an earlobe to flop. It's really swollen. So I was cleaning with the saltwater solution this morning, and I noticed a bit of blood on my Q-tip. So I took my gauge out, and like, sorry if you don't like blood, but I've got like 4 or 5 Q-tips like this. So it's not like dripping out of the piercing or anything when the lobe's not in there, or when the tunnel's not in there, but every time I roll a Q-tip over the piercing hole, there's a little bit of blood. Excuse me, it's still very early. Now, if I was smart, I would take it out and let it heal. But I'm stubborn. And I don't want to take them both out, because there's nothing wrong with this one. And I don't want to keep stretching this one when I can't stretch this one. So I'm already going to be smart enough to wait until it's completely healed to go up to the 8 gauge. But I am not taking it out. I took it out to give it a proper cleaning. I used the bio oil again to put the taper through to feed this back in more gently. And I am going to do extra like sea salt soaks, and I'm going to take care of it, but I am not taking it out. No way. Not happening. I'm also not going to do any more lower piercings while I'm gauging my ears, because obviously that's an impediment. Also, in one of the videos I was watching yesterday, there was this girl talking about how when she was stretching her lobes, they would get really tender, and they'd get like chapped, and they'd bleed and stuff. And she found out that it wasn't the gauging process itself, it was those rubber or those latex O-rings or silicone O-rings. So just as a precaution, I've taken the O-rings off. So hopefully they'll stay in. I don't know if you can see that. I can't look at the camera and show you at the same time. But the tunnels seem to be long enough that they're sticking out the back, and I'll just check periodically and make sure they're still there. Anyway, your stretching journey isn't complete without documenting the pitfalls as well as the successes. So here you go, my first complication. And I do want to avoid a blowout, so I'm not going to push it, but I also don't want to backtrack, so I'm going to be a little stubborn, and I'll let you know how that works out for me. Bye.